Calm is not weakness. Calm is power. In a world that is loud, reactive, impatient, and constantly demanding your attention, calm has become rare. And anything rare is valuable. We often mistake noise for strength. We think the person who speaks the loudest, reacts the fastest, or pushes the hardest must be the strongest. But history tells a very different story. The strongest leaders, the most trusted commanders, the people others follow in moments of chaos, are not the loud ones. They are the calm ones. Calm is what allows you to think clearly when everything around you is falling apart. Calm is what keeps you grounded when fear tries to take control. Calm is what allows you to respond instead of react. And that difference, the space between reaction and response, is where leadership lives. Think about the moments in your life when things went wrong. A crisis at work, a difficult decision, a moment when emotions were high and the pressure was intense. In those moments, did you look for the person who was panicking? Or did you look for the person who stayed steady, who spoke clearly, who made you feel like things were going to be okay even if they weren't yet? We are biologically wired to trust calm. Calm signals safety. Calm tells others, I see what's happening, and I can handle it. In the military, in emergency services, in leadership at every level, calm is not optional. It is essential. When bullets are flying or lives are on the line, panic spreads faster than any enemy. But so does calm. One calm leader can stabilize an entire unit. One calm voice can prevent chaos. This is not about suppressing emotion. It is about mastering it. Calm does not mean you don't feel fear. It means fear does not control your actions. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is staying calm enough to act in alignment with your values even when fear is present. That is real strength. We live in a culture that rewards urgency. Emails must be answered immediately. Opinions must be shared instantly. Outrage is encouraged. Silence is misunderstood. But urgency without clarity leads to mistakes. Speed without direction leads to exhaustion. Calm gives you the ability to slow down just enough to see the bigger picture. And when you see the bigger picture, you make better decisions. Simon Sinek often reminds us that leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your charge. And you cannot take care of others if you are emotionally unstable yourself. Your team does not need your panic. They need your presence. They need your consistency. They need your calm. When a leader remains calm under pressure, it sends a powerful message: I trust myself. I trust the process. And I trust you. That trust is contagious. People perform better when they feel safe. They think more clearly. They communicate more effectively. Calm creates psychological safety, and psychological safety is the foundation of high-performing teams. But calm is not something you switch on when things go wrong. Calm is a discipline. It is practiced daily, in small moments, long before the crisis arrives. It is built by learning to pause, by listening more than speaking, by breathing before responding, by choosing purpose over ego. The calm leader does not need to prove they are the smartest in the room. They are comfortable saying, I don't know. They ask questions. They invite perspectives. They understand that leadership is not about control, but about trust. And trust grows when people feel seen, heard, and respected. Look at the leaders you admire most. Chances are, they were not the most dramatic or aggressive. They were steady. They were clear. They were composed. In moments of uncertainty, they became a source of certainty not because they had all the answers, but because they were grounded in their values. Calm allows values to lead when emotions are high. Without calm, we default to instinct. And instinct, while useful in survival, is not always useful in leadership. Calm gives you the space to choose integrity over impulse. To choose long-term impact over short-term relief. This is especially important in times of division. When opinions clash and emotions run hot, calm becomes a bridge. It allows dialogue instead of debate. Understanding instead of judgment. Progress instead of polarization. Calm leaders do not escalate conflict. They de-escalate it. They listen first. They seek to understand before being understood. In the United States, leadership has always been tested in moments of uncertainty. Economic pressure, global conflict, social change. In every generation, the leaders who made a lasting difference were not the loudest. They were the ones who could remain calm while holding a clear vision for the future. Vision gives direction. Calm gives stability. Together, they create momentum. Calm is also deeply personal. It affects how you show up for your family, your colleagues, your community. When you are calm, you are more patient, more compassionate, more present. You make others feel safe to be themselves. And that safety is a gift. But let's be honest, calm is hard. It requires self-awareness. It requires humility. It requires the willingness to slow down in a world that tells you to speed up. Calm requires you to face discomfort instead of avoiding it, to sit with uncertainty instead of rushing to false certainty. And yet, calm is learnable. It starts with understanding your why. When you are clear on why you do what you do, external pressure loses some of its power. When criticism comes, it doesn't shake you as easily. When setbacks happen, you recover faster. Purpose anchors calm. Calm also comes from trust. Trust in your training. Trust in your team. Trust in your values. In high-stakes environments, people don't rise to the level of their ambition. They fall to the level of their preparation. Preparation creates confidence. Confidence creates calm. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, pause. Breathe. Ask yourself what truly matters in this moment. Not what is loudest. Not what is most urgent. But what is most aligned with your values. That question alone can change your response. Remember, people are always watching. Not just what you say, but how you behave under pressure. Your calm teaches others how to behave. Your calm sets the tone. Your calm becomes the standard. Calm is not passive. It is active strength. It is the quiet confidence that says, I am in control of myself. And if you can control yourself, you can lead others. In a world addicted to noise, choose calm. In moments of chaos, be the steady one. In times of fear, be the voice of clarity. Calm is not just a feeling. It is a responsibility. And when you embrace it, you become the kind of leader others trust, follow, and remember. Because calm is not the absence of pressure. Calm is mastery in the presence of pressure. And that is power.